there's so much music out there already being released, and so many songs from, I don't know, classical music, gospel, rock music, modern electronic music. And if you think about it, music has only 8 notes, that little much. And from that 8 notes, you can create so many different music, different styles, and subgenres, and everything. So what mostly you need to get through this big stream of huge amount of music, most of the time you have to be original in some kind of way to make those 8 notes sound interesting. So my idea was to recreate your surrounding and turn it into music. So, for example, a week ago, I had this little recorder in my hand and was walking around the school recording just random sounds, like this hall, the kitchen room, the sport hall. And my idea was to turn the sounds in some kind of musical way. So I'll show you one example. I took this little piece of noise, of ambient sound. Yeah, it's a lot of those sounds here. So I'm using a few techniques here. One is, I saw recently, last summer, it was a conference of Ableton Loop. And there was guys from Spitfire Audio and showing a few techniques of how it's possible to create your own original sounds, like and turn it into instruments, for example. So I cut the little piece from the noise I played before, which is like sounding like this. Yeah, it's very like short, like one or 2 seconds. And there's one technique I'm using it is by using equalizers. And the frequency is like notes. A certain frequency has a certain note. So in this case, I'm using a frequency 440 Hertz, which would be a note A on a keyboard or like a piano or guitar. So if I play again the same noise, it sounds like this as it is. And if I boost 440 Hertz, we get this resonance. Sounds kind of like a note. Before it was like this. And after adjustment with the frequency, sounding like this. So I'm going to try to keep as less technical as possible and quicker. And I'm importing this sound with a boosted frequency with a resonance of 440 Hertz, which is note A, and putting into the sampler so I can play notes. And it's just 1 second. So like when you rehearse at home, it's so much better sometimes, and when you're on stages, things sometimes don't work as you want to. So yeah, so that's the noise. And if you put it in a sequence or like some chord progressions, for example, we can get sounding something like this. It's already like it would be a nice intro for the song. I personally could play this for hours and sit in the studio by just doing this. Another example, I was walking towards the food place, like kitchen, and I was saying something like about find something tasty. Yeah, something like find something tasty. So I was like thinking, okay, this is like very short piece, what I can do with that. And I found the letter S, which could be used in the sampler in the same method of technique. So I cut it the letter S.
Find something tasty.
Yeah, and sounds like this if you cut it. And I put it into another sampler and use it in as well, like a technical way to get it more musical. So we get something like this. It's like a basic hi-hat with a percussive instrument. And now we can try to listen how it sounds together with this atmospheric sound that we played before. We're starting to get kind of something. Yeah, I like it. So the last example I want to show of the sample techniques I'm using it's on the left is a sport room, and that day was kids playing basketball, and I was recording also. So this is bouncing ball. This sounds like very percussive as well. So I use some little bit of basic like effects and to have it more musical. So we can get like results of sounding something like similar to drums. And like listen together with the split pads we made before. Yeah. So if you think about it and go to the beginning, we had this moment with the 8 notes. And in this case, we have a basic noise. It's like ambient sound that we turn it already into something kind of musical. And for me, it's a big inspiration to use this method because most of the time it's hard to get through, and so many songs it sounds very similar to each other, and it's just another song, you know. Every day, like open the Spotify or get new playlists. So it's very important to stick to your idea. So my idea was to use the sounds from the school. It's kind of a soundtrack that I made, and all the sounds are sounding here. It's been made from those little noise parts I played before. So very important to commit to an idea. Personally, I'm talking from my experience. Because sometimes you can open any musical or like any program you can create stuff, and you can get lost in the variety of big choices of that's already been given to you by the software, for example. So I find it, for me, it's much easier to stick to the idea and keep that direction. So for the last moment, I want to play a piece that I made just from the sounds from this school. The beat is from the sport room. The noise is like I made the harmony and little melodies. So I really like it. Maybe someday we hope we can invite a singer and sing it on top, and it can be a hit song. So let's listen to the piece I made, and I think you're gonna like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.